So the Yankees aren't in fact having an audit. It actually does now make sense, BT, as Andy Martino of SNY reported yesterday. This audit is not what we all thought the audit was, which is people come in, evaluate your whole organization. It is not, in fact, that. The Yankees are just having an auditor, I guess, look at what other teams do, and then they're going to apply it, which means, and we knew this anyway, Brian Cashman not going anywhere, Aaron Boone not going anywhere, which leads me to think nothing is going to change with this Yankees team. They need to evaluate. If you think you need an auditor to find out what's going on outside, what you're not doing right, that means you don't have the right guys in place. Hal Steinbrenner is making a mistake here by keeping the same hierarchy intact. Nothing will change with this team, BT.
Listen, I don't want Cashman back. Boone is less consequential to the results. I've always said that. He can only manage what he has, and Cashman's given him a bad roster at this point. But I don't really even need Aaron Boone back. They'll be back, so you got to deal with it. I'm not reacting the way I think you and some others are reacting to this news. Don't get me wrong. It surprised me because the way it was positioned, although if we're fair to what Hal said, and I wrote it down, the exact quote 3 weeks ago was, we're possibly looking into bringing in an outside company. So based on the emotions of the season, I think we omitted the word possibly out of desperation and self-preservation, and we just kind of assumed that it's going to happen. Instead, really, it's a self-funded pursuit of affirmation, if you want to play on words here. That means nothing to me. All that matters is that Hal's been embarrassed.
Right.
And, Hal's never going to react like George in terms of that energy, that outward disdain for the state of his team. But behind closed doors, and this is what I lead on. This is what I think a biggest in a while, Yankees offseason's coming is Hal's obviously embarrassed. He knows this is not good enough. I think he's going to eat money. I think they're going to look into trading Torres. I think they're going to seriously pursue Bellinger and Ohtani. I'm fully expecting a big-time Yankee offseason. I really am.
Based on what? It's the same guys.
Based on the embarrassment. There's a limit.
Why not move on from Cashman then?
Well, he should.
Oh, he's embarrassed, but I'm embarrassed, but I'm going to keep the same guys in place. Don't worry. We're going to go look at what other teams are doing that we're not. No, that means you have a problem. So how could you sit here and say you have faith that they're going to move on from Stanton, eat money, go get Bellinger? I mean, when have the Yankees operated like the Yankees used to? They don't. They don't dip their toe in the deep end of the free agent pool. It's always, let's try to get cute and make trades here and make trades there. And every one of them has been a mistake. The guys they bring in aren't the right guys. They can't handle New York. When they do sign a big free agent like Rodon, he's a total bust.
Now, Garrett Cole worked out nicely.
Great. I mean,
it was only a couple of years ago. Let's be fair. Garrett Cole's a beast. He's the best pitcher in baseball.
No offense. My mother could have told you Garrett Cole was going to work out.
But most people thought Stanton was going to work out when he cranked 59 bombs at the age of 27.
I hated that trade. But anyway, the point is you have faith based on what?
Based on the fact that he has been excoriated publicly. Hal. So usually the venom was reserved for Cashman.
Right.
This year and a little bit of last year, it really trickled into the direction of Hal. And I understand he's a very publicly patient person. But even those patient people have a level where the dam cracks.
But
it's cracked.
Don't you think the first sign, if that were the case, what you're saying, and I'm not saying he wasn't publicly embarrassed. I'm not saying he doesn't feel bad about the way that this season has gone. You would hope that is the case from the owner who is, dealing with one of the worst seasons that the Yankees have had in quite some time. Don't you think if he really felt embarrassment or a need for significant change, the easiest thing he could have done, the smartest thing he could have done was just move on from Cashman?
Well, that should have come last year. But the embarrassment didn't. He shouldn't have given him a 4-year extension. Everybody knows that. I think if he was honest, he would admit that. I mean, what do you think? About 10% of the Yankee fans still want Cashman around? I mean,
don't think anybody does.
If 10%, that's being a little generous. We all know or we all feel that it's expired.
This is sports, BT. When things don't go right.
Yep.
Teams make changes, right or wrong. It's nothing personal.
Yeah.
But this is how guys lose their jobs. It's why there's turnover with managers or front offices. And I'm not saying Boone here because Boone, to me, less significant, obviously. This is a bigger picture issue.
I agree. But let's also, listen, somebody's got to be fair to the Yankees, and I guess that somebody's going to have to be me. Let's not overstate their failures this year. Now, this was a rough season, and I am not ever going to get on the air, and maybe the Yankees will say this as they try to, cajole each other in their own minds. Oh, we're not that far away. If Judge doesn't get hurt, the Yankees are a playoff team. But I don't lean on that because I don't want to just be a wild card team. I want to win a World Series. But as bad as the Yankees were this year, as mocked as they were, excoriated, I'll use that word again because that applies. The Yankees were excoriated in the court of public opinion. Well, you know what? Still wasn't terrible. Like, let's not overstate.
They won 82 games.
And they were a playoff team last year. Like, let's not overstate the implosion of the Yankees. Now, maybe somewhere, I don't know that anybody was more vocal about Brian Cashman at the station than me. I honestly, I don't think that there is.
So why do you believe in him then?
I don't. I don't believe in him at all.
The Yankees.
Well, what I'm saying is I don't believe in Cashman, but I also understand that because he foolishly gave him a 4-year deal, he's not going to fire him after 1 year. So I don't even waste energy on that. Like Brian Cashman, no, he has not earned the right to rebuild this roster the way it needs to be rebuilt. That's why I said that not 1, but 2 years ago, the first week when me and Tiki started 2 years ago.
I understand, but then
it's not a Cashman thing. This is a Hal thing, Sal.
So is Hal going to override Cashman and just start dumping guys?
He might. He might. He might.
But why would you why would you now feel that when Hal has not done that in the past? He's letting Brian Cashman make these decisions. You think he's going to on his own say, hey, get rid of this guy, just cut Stanton and go away, and I'll pay him to do so, and then I'm going to go out there and pay for whatever, Ohtani, Yamamoto, Bellinger.
I forgot about Yamamoto. He's coming too. Forgot about him before.
Okay.
So you don't think the Yankees are going out with that? Now, I'm not saying if it's, to be fair, if it's Ohtani and Cohen comes at 680, I'm just throwing numbers out. Do I think the Yankees might stop at 500? Yes. I believe that Cohen has the advantage over everybody when he wants somebody. I believe this. And listen, I've got a couple of months to see if I'm right or wrong. I believe in the next couple of months, this Yankees offseason will feel like Yankee offseasons that we came to expect. I honestly believe
meaning multiple big free agents.
Yeah, I do.
Paying guys who aren't working to go away.
Yes, I do.
Really, it comes down to I'm not expecting the Yankees to go out there and get, let's say, 3 top free agents, but Bellinger, maybe an arm, top guys. No more like, oh yeah, well this guy's okay.
No. I'm with you. No C plus B minus guys. I need the A minus guys A guys.
Even more important, pay John Carl Stanton to go away. Show you're a big boy.
I would listen.
Well, you said it's going to happen.
I want it to happen.
Right.
I believe there's other things that could happen to eat some of that fat. Trim some of that monetary fat, and I believe it's going to happen. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so convicted that. Well, I do know why. No, I do, because embarrassment is a very potent emotion. There comes a point where you must react. I don't care how patient you are and how unwilling you are to be in the public spotlight. Hal Steinbrenner, at the end of the day, knows that he was embarrassed. And even patient people have a breaking point. I know we're upon it. And I believe that he starts throwing out some crazy stuff this offseason. I really do.
If he were that embarrassed, it's BT and Sal on the Fan. If he were that embarrassed, he would have made a change with the team GM. I mean, move on from Brian Cashman or President, whatever Cashman's title is. He's been here forever. Move on. That's the one thing that the Yankee ownership could have done that makes me think, okay, maybe changes are coming. They didn't. I have no reason to believe anything is going to change with the Yankees.
So, Sal, you think that this, I know we want to get these calls early. You think that this roster, for the most part, looks almost exactly the same? You trot out the kids, you see who sticks. Pereira, Cabrera, Peraza. Wells, by the way, is going to be going to be in the everyday lineup. Of course, Judge and Volpe, and you keep Torres.
Stanton's not going anywhere.
So you think it's pretty much the team that ended the season, for the most part, outside of a little cosmetic tweak, because Higashioka is going to be gone, his contract's up. You think that when we're at the stadium opening day, which we will be doing our show, BT and Sal, that's the team that we're watching on opening day?
Maybe 1 or 2 different players, but I think the team's going to be very similar to you.
No chance.
You think there's going to be an overhaul?
No chance. Yes, I do. I do.
An overhaul with the same guys running things.
I'll tell you, overhaul meaning in the middle of the order, somewhere in the middle of the rotation and somewhere in the outfield. Yeah. I do. I honestly do.
I don't see it. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Anthony's calling from North Jersey. What's up, Ant?
Hey, bud.
Hey, guys. Well, first thing about this audit, I'm really hoping that BT's right on this. I have a feeling Sal's going to be right, but I'm rooting for BT to be right. I don't think anything is going to change if you're bringing back the GM You bring back the manager. I mean, it'd be nice to get Bellinger out in left field, but I don't know really how they can make drastic changes unless you just trade bad contract for bad contracts. I mean, it'd be nice to bring back Montgomery after yesterday, but I mean, that would look even worse. Trading him, after trading him for Bader and then letting Bader go for nothing, and then you're going to, I don't know how they're going to change this whole makeup of the team.
Well, that's a great point, and thank you for the call, Anthony. And that's why I say, BT, give me the moves specifically that would need to be made. I see, for me, it all starts with Stan. Like, the Yankees have to sign a free agent, although outside of Rodon, I mean, think about it. They needed a shortstop 2 years ago. They go out there and they trade for IKF. There's a million shortstops on the market, top-end, high-end shortstops.
Yep.
The New York Yankees, who need one, say, we're just going to trade for IKF. Oh, because Volpe's in the waiting.
Well,
okay.
they knew they had Volpe.
Okay, well, great. So you sacrifice 2 years?
Well,
I mean you can also move Volpe to third, which they might end up doing anyway, moving him to second or third in favor of Peraza.
I don't know that IKF was the biggest issue on the Yankee team a year ago.
I'm just using it.
There was holes everywhere. Trust me, I'm not saying he's an above-average player.
Well, it was a failed trade. I mean, they brought in Josh Donaldson. They think they had a coup.
Well, that's, when you include Donaldson, which you didn't, then now it's different. I agree with horrendous trade. Cashman stinks. I'm not trying to relitigate Cashman's his resume's awful the last 10 years. Terrible.
The same guy that you're believing in was embarrassed, brought back Cashman.
I understand that, but so for us to continue the conversation, you have to understand that I'm granting you this. Otherwise, we go in circles. I don't want Cashman back.
Right, but why do you then believe it?
Because I believe for the first time in a long time, really going back to 2009, when they bought everybody. Bought the championship, $750 million. Is that Hal is going to step in and supersede the he just bestowed power to Cashman and didn't really ask any questions. I believe that changes now. I believe he's going to be more hands-on. I think they're going to lean on some different people. They still have Omar Minaya and Brian Sabian, by the way. Just because Cashman's back doesn't mean that Cashman still has the juice that he had when he signed that contract.
Yeah,
I believe that.
I think he does. Tony is calling from the Bronx. What's up, Tony?
Hey, bub.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, Tony.
Hey, I'm with my wife right now. We're shopping for wine out here, so I apologize.
Shopping for wine at 10:14 in the morning? Nice. What are you guys doing today?
Wednesday?
Little afternoon delight coming on here. Here we go.
Listen, I'm right next door to Steinbrenner Field, man. I'm in Tampa, man. It's called Total Wine and More, so we're in there shopping for wine.
All right.
Go pick up. Make sure you pick up some Surfsides. It's delicious.
Yeah. Hey, say hi to my wife, Jessica. Say hi to him.
Hey, what's up, Jess?
Hello.
What's up, kiddo?
She loves you guys.
Nice.
Hey, but by the way, BT, that's the one that I told you that she thinks the BT, you're the funniest ever. But then,
well, I mean, she's got great taste. So I'm sure she's picking out a 200 bottle of wine as well.
Did you say BT funny? Oh, all right.
Funny, good looking. You heard him.
Funniest, the funniest.
I'm not good looking.
The joker and the funniest. He makes me laugh. Not so funny. But listen.
All right, enough about BT.
What's the point,
Tony?
He's got a 20-second expiration on when people compliment me.
You're lucky I let you finish.
Go ahead, Tony.
Sal, I'm the one that tells you that I love you all the time. The only thing wrong with you is that you're a Mets fan. You remember me. I mean, I love you, man.
No, all good, Tony. All good. We appreciate the support.
Hey, listen, what I'm saying about this audit. Listen, about this audit, I got to tell you one thing. I mean, first of all, why do we even need an audit? Well, we know we got to get rid of Aaron Boone and Cash for that reason, right? And so we're going to bring somebody else to tell us what we got to do. When if George was in it, the boss was in there, we wouldn't even need an audit. I mean, just correct me if I'm wrong here, but Jesus Almighty, now we need an audit to come in and tell us who to get rid of and what to change.
Well, that's not what's happening. Just to clarify it, Tony, that's not what's happening. And thank you for the call, and we do appreciate the support.
Nice, buddy.
See, if they were doing that, an actual audit, it would make sense. It wouldn't make sense in line with saying Cashman's back, Boone is back. You do an audit. If Hal's like, hey, I don't know what's going on here. We're obviously not happy with the results. Let's audit the organization. Like, you shouldn't need that, but at least it would show you that he's looking to maybe make significant changes. That's not what this is. We thought that was the case. That is not what this is. This is let's see what other teams are doing and how can we do better at what other teams are doing.
I'm not going to lie. I'm surprised by this sudden shift in direction. I initially thought, yes, it was an outward. You were going to outsource, and the companies are going to come in, and they're going to evaluate, like, hit rate for draft picks, other aspects of player development, free agent signings, trades, injury history, clearly analytics. Instead, what the Yankees are going to do, they're going to pay, as Sal said, to view how others apply their analytics and run their organization. So that's why what I said before, it's basically a self-funded pursuit of affirmation. It is, But to me, it is the first step of a volcano bubbling in an unconventional manner. When a volcano explodes, the lava and the sparks fly. That's what we want, but that's not how. That doesn't mean that volcano can't produce some things that are going to change how the Yankees operate. I honestly believe that. There's no way they're starting the season with this roster. There's no chance. Zero.
I think you're just hoping against hope.
We'll
Javier
see.
calling from Comac. What's up, Javier?
Good morning, gentlemen. How you guys doing?
Good. What's up?
Hey, buddy.
I've spoken to you a bunch of times in the past, and I love you, but you're really missing the mark on this.
Okay, talk to me. What's happening?
Hal Steinbrenner is not interested in doing anything except keeping the boat afloat, making money, keeping his other investors in the company happy, and just making the bare minimum. It just affirms with this so-called audit that he's not going to do what needs to be done. And it's like you said, you got to fire, you got to chop off some heads, but he's not going to do that. And with that knowledge, he's just going to do the bare minimum.
Well,
if his brother was still around,
hold on a second. One second.
yeah, I would have.
Let me just throw this at you.
If was still around, I would have confidence. But him, no.
I got you. When you talk about doing the bare minimum, I mean, this does represent, even though it's an inward, introspective look, which we wish it was external. I got that. I'm with everybody on that. Not saying it's perfect, but he's never even done this. So doesn't this represent a shift in philosophy within the team?
Well, why do you think, whatever this exact audit is, right? We explain what it is, but why do you think he needs to even do this? It's a simple answer. Why do you think he's got to do this?
Because of the state of the franchise
because
now.
They're not getting the results that they would want, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, why wouldn't you then get the guy who's producing these results out? He's been here too long. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's a very simple thing because he's got a love affair and familiarity, and I understand that. That's fine. But the results clearly aren't there. You're admitting it. You admitted it last year when you brought in Sabian and Omar Minaya for more voices and more balance. You're not doing it right. The Yankees haven't gotten it right in years. And it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. And this audit, whatever the hell that is, it's not really auditing the organization. It's admitting that you're not doing things properly. You're going to try to evaluate what you can do better, but you're still keeping the same guys in place.
I can't wait till these changes trickle in. And I hope you'll see.
I think it's funny.
I hope that every one of these signings and moves happens when we're on the air.
That's what I hope. I'd love to see it.
I hope.
They're not getting Bellinger. They're not getting rid of Stanton.
So you don't even think that
they're not getting Yamamoto either.
You don't even think that they make a play for Bellinger, for
They might make a
Yamamoto,
play.
for Yamamoto. You don't think that they're really going after Otani. You don't think that they make these moves?
Yamamoto is going to the best team in town.
Your owner's not even a Mets fan, dude.
Who gives a crap about that? He's got deep pockets.
Now it's Queen Cohen. How quickly the balance of power is shifting.
Billy Epler,
King
I
Cohen,
trust, is going to
Queen
get
Cohen.
Yamamoto.
Yeah, sure.
The Mets might get
All right.
Yamamoto and Otani, and the Yankees will be like, oh, well, yeah, we just made a trade for some starter that we think is going to be good from the Cardinals organization. Like, come on.
In all seriousness, I know we got a break here. I do have something for you, because I'm going to give you something tangible, because even though I would do it on the record, eating the money for Stanton, I get you. He's probably not going to do that. I've got one thing that if they do early, I will know that they are absolutely serious, and I will be 1,000% right that it's a wrecking ball to the roster. Tell you what it is coming up. It's one thing, and it's a big thing, and it's something that not everybody brings up.
Write it down and make sure you don't forget it. Okay.
I got it.
All right, BT and Sal on the fan. We'll continue with your calls on the other side. Getting started with the Yankees today. A little baseball. I love it, BT.